Diplomats' Archives – Hidden Stories. This is the 32nd story. At the end of our previous episode, we drew attention to one particular figure captured in several photographs. The uniform he wore bore the patch of the Korean War Veterans Association of the Netherlands, along with the Indian head patch representing the U.S. 2nd Infantry Division they were assigned to. His name is Choi Byung-soo, a veteran of the Korean War. And the unit he served with was the Dutch Battalion. What circumstances led Korean veteran Choi Byung-soo to serve with the Dutch Battalion during the war? Our team decided to meet him in person and hear his story.
안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요. 어서 오세요.
Let us introduce to you veteran Choi Byung-soo. In his home, we were able to discover photographs, medals, and decorations related to his service in the Korean War.
이것이 강원도 원주 전투 끝나고 부대가 전부 휴식을 채기 위해서 제천으로 내려가서 기념사진 찍은 거예요. 나만 카수사고 나머지는 네덜란드 군인들이죠. 우리 B중대 이수대에 같이 근무한 전우들이에요. 이건 우리가 거제도에서 올 때 타고 온 LST 상륙선이죠, 상륙. (52년 8월달이거든요) 거제에서 인천으로.
Now 92 years old, veteran Choi Byung-soo, even after 75 years, still vividly remembers his time during the Korean War. He volunteered to fight in the Korean War, and the reason was simple.
중공군이 참전하게 돼서 유엔군이 서울을 다시 내주게 됐어요. 그때 인천, 경기, 서울 지역에 있던 청년, 소년을 남쪽으로 피난 보내기 위해서 소집해서 국민방위군 인솔하에 서울에서 출발해서 대구 밑에 경산까지 한 15일간 걸어서 내려갔죠. 거기서 군에 입대하는 걸로 지원을 했어요. 나 혼자 몸이니까 남쪽에 두고 갈 데가 없어요. 그래서 지원했죠.
At the age of 17, he decided to enlist in the military on his own and was later assigned to a Katyusha unit.
보충대 간부 직원들이 와서 대학교 졸업생, 또 몇 사람 없으니까 또 그럼 대학교 재학생, 그래도 또 몇 사람 없어요. 고등학교 졸업자, 또 몇 사람 안 돼요. 그러면 고등학교 재학생. 그래서 그때 손들고서 선발됐어요.
The concept of Katyusha may seem unfamiliar to some, as this system exists only in Korea. It stands for Korean Augmentation to the United States Army and was established at the onset of the Korean War to address a shortage of U.S. troops. The KATUSA program remains active today. Although KATUSA soldiers are members of the Republic of Korea Army, they serve while being assigned to units of the U.S. Forces Korea.
50년 7월에 이승만 대통령하고 당시 유엔군 사령관이었던 메가더 장군 사이에 구두로 협약을 통해서 미군의 지원 병력들이 한국으로 도착하는데 시간이 걸리기 때문에 결원이 발생하는 병력들을 백업하는 개념으로 해서 카투사 제도가 구두로 합의가 됩니다. 최초의 8월 15일에 카투사들이 모집이 됐을 때는 영어 잘하는 사람, 영어 능력이 어느 정도 검증된 사람을 모집하는 개념이 아니라 장정들 잡아가지고 훈련시키 대충 신원조회 한 다음에 좀 괜찮아 보이는 사람들을 300명을 추려서 요코하마에 있었던 미치사단으로 보내게 되죠. 그래서 5일 동안 미군으로부터 장비 받고 기본적인 교육만 받은 다음에 다시 한국으로 와서 미군의 낙동강정선에서 싸고 있는 미군 부대들로 배치가 되는 게 카투사 제도의 시초라고 생각하시면 됩니다.
KATUSA was originally established to support U.S. forces. Over time, however, their role expanded to include supporting UN units assigned to U.S. commands. Our team became curious about the circumstances under which veteran Choi Byung-soo was assigned to the Dutch soldiers. So we decided to ask him directly.
철모하고 무기를 지급받고 10일 날 또 횡성에 도착했어요. 거기서 하룻밤 자고 12일 날 오후 선호시 돼서 그땐 네덜란드라는 걸 몰랐죠. 서양 사람 군인이 와서 나를 데리고 가더라고요. 그러면서 나한테 이름이 뭐냐고 최라 그랬더니 부르기 어렵다고 나는 아니라고 하기로 하고 나하고 몇 살 위인 훈련소 동기생은 리사라고 부르기로 하고.
As an 18-year-old KATUSA recruit, veteran Choi Byung-soo was assigned to the Dutch battalion, and the very next day, he found himself facing one of the fiercest battles, the Battle of Hwaesong.
우리 중대가 횡성에 있던 한국군, 미군, 우리 다른 중대 철수할 때까지 우리 중대가 지키고 있어야 된대요. 그래서 밤 12시까지 지키고 있었죠. 그러면서 이제 다른 부대들 다 빠져나간 다음에 우리 중대원이 한 100명이나 이렇게 됐을 거예요. 이제 신장 돌아가서 조토로 2차선 비포장도 그러거든. 거길 배수구라고 물을 흘러가게 되는데 거기서 포보이라고 기어가는 거예요. 왜 기어가느냐? 우리가 가는 길은 도로 우측, 저건 도로 좌측으로 다 같이 원조 쪽으로 가는 거예요. 나중에 알았을 거예요. 나중에. 그래서 우리는 일어서면 총알이 날라오고 또 우리는 또 거기다 대고 쏘면서 내려갔죠. 그러다가 이제 한참 원주 비행장 정문 앞에요. 거기 도달 좀 하니까 앞에서부터 우리 군인들이 총을 위로 올리고 가더라고. 그럼 우리도 또 따라서 해야 돼요. 그게 무슨 뜻이냐면 항복한다는 뜻이에요. 그래서 아이고 이제 중공군한테 포로 되나 보다 이제 그러고 이제 따라가죠. 하여튼 따라가는 수밖에 없죠, 우리는. 그런데 도로 위로 올라갔는데 뭐 시커먼 게 뭐 하나 도로 가운데 있더라고. 아이고 이제 포로가 돼가지고 이제 끝난다 보다. 그러는데 그 시커먼 덩어리에서 작은 서치라이트를 비치더라고 우리한테. 미군 탱크였어. 그래서 아이고 살았구나 했죠.
After 3 days and nights of continuous fighting and withdrawal at Hwangsong, veteran Choi Byung-soo barely managed to escape with his life. In 2009, a book on the Korean War published in the Netherlands titled The Most Brutal War vividly describes the harsh conditions that the Dutch battalion, where veteran Choi Byung-soo was assigned, had to endure at the time.
Every day, the silence was broken by artillery shells falling on the Dutch positions, and stones and earth shot up like fountains. On the first night between July 16 and 17, B Company was attacked 5 times. The enemy tried to infiltrate from anywhere to gather information about where the Dutch troops were stationed. Due to the thick fog, the Dutch soldiers could only identify the enemy when they appeared just 3 to 4 meters in front of them. 26-year-old Peter Brutter stepped on a landmine. The mine exploded and he lost his life on the spot. The reconnaissance leader was hit by shrapnel. He was alive, but had lost consciousness. No one dared to move. However, the reconnaissance team had to move to get out of the minefield. Step by step, taking a gamble, in a silence, as if death itself were around them, they made their way to a safe place.
Within the Dutch battalion, the Katusha soldiers played another crucial role. We learned more about this through our interview with a military historian in the Netherlands.
The Dutch battalion was often below strength. A battalion is a unit of around 750 or 800 soldiers, and most of the time there were only 650 soldiers in the Dutch battalion because the long logistic lines from Netherlands to Korea, but also because of a shortage of volunteers. So most of the time, around 15% up to 30% of the battalion was formed by Katusha soldiers. That's a very large part. So in a military way, the contribution of the Korean soldiers, they call them ROKs, Republic of Korean Soldiers, was very important. I think the second reason is also a bit military, because the Korean soldiers, of course, they knew the language, which was an advantage in some situation, but they also had specific knowledge about the terrain, and also, they knew the country, so they could have some additional intelligence for operations. So that was also very important.
Because of these unique responsibilities that Katusha soldiers could carry out, they were able to make a significant contribution to the Korean War.
Well, the significance is that the Katusha soldiers, I think in general in the Korean War, but also for the Dutch regiment, of course, played a crucial role. They fought side by side, and they forged friendships, and they showed courage. And today it is becoming increasingly difficult with the passing of time to identify the names of each and every Katusha soldier. So I think that is really a challenge. And there's in fact only one Katusha that was attached to the Dutch detachment still alive, Mr. Che.
Just as veteran Choi Byung-soo vividly remembers his time with the Dutch battalion, the Netherlands also remembers him.
이것은 부대 표창을 받은 거예요. 이것은 네덜란드 십자 훈장이에요. 이게 네덜란드 한국전 참전 용사의 명예회원으로 날 준 거죠.
Also, in 2014, he received an honorary commendation from the Dutch government and was later invited to visit the Netherlands.
국왕하고 만나서 악수도 하고 온 사람 나밖에 없을 거야.
He is greatly respected, of course, by the Dutch, by the veterans, and also by me personally. I've met him several times. He's a hero, and you know he fought side by side with the Dutch. And you know, when you are living together, fighting together, moving together, then friendships are being forged. And so I think, yeah, we deeply admire and respect him.
This is the Van Hoyt's Regiment, located in Arnhem, the Netherlands. Inside the base stands a monument honoring the Dutch soldiers who served in the Korean War. And if you look closely at the monument, you can find an inscription written in Korean. 유엔군 소속 화란 부대와 함께 싸우다 전사한 20명의 한국 병사를 위하여.
전방에서 혼자 외로이 서 있으면요, 같은 우군 편이면 어느 나라 국적과 관계없어요. 아주 든든해요. 그렇게 같이만 우고만 있으면 아주 마음이 든든해요. 서로가 의지가 되니까 아주 좋더라고요.
This year marks 75 years since the outbreak of the Korean War and since Dutch forces first arrived to support South Korea. And now, after 75 years, there are Dutch veterans who have set foot on Korean soil once again for the very first time.
My name is Willem van Stralen. I was born in 1934 and I was 18 when I go to the Navy. And then with 18 years, we go to Korea. But I didn't know what Korea was. Doesn't matter. I wasn't afraid.
During the Korean War, the Netherlands sent not only an army battalion, but also naval vessels. And the first Dutch ship arrived in Busan on July 19, 1950. Veteran Willem van Stralen served in Korea from January 28 to November 6, 1953, having joined at the age of 18.
First we go to Japan, Sasebo, and after that we go for a duty in Korea. And then we see what's wrong. The planes come and then we shoot on the coast. I think it were China people, she came, and then we shoot on that. And after that, we saved the coastline for them.
He served as a seaman, third class in the Royal Netherlands Navy, carrying out support fire missions against enemy positions along the Korean coast in the waters of Hwanghae-do Province, North Korea.
My job is the Navy, yeah. And when I was 19, and in 1953, I was 19, and Korea, he asked from, will you help? And so I was 19, and I go to Korea.
Veteran Dominikas Melhers served in Korea from December 17, 1953 to September 10, 1954. He served as a first-class electrician and instrument man in the Royal Netherlands Navy, carrying out reconnaissance missions. The Dutch naval vessel on which he served had a main mission to protect the coastline and prevent enemy ships from entering nearby waters.
유엔군 16개국 참전 부대로서 네덜란드가 실제 한 개 대대를 보내서 참전한 것으로 알고 있죠. 하지만 네덜란드가 역사적으로 봤을 땐 해상 강국이죠. 그러다 보니 우리가 네덜란드 한 개 대대만이 6.25 전쟁 때 참전한 것으로 알고 있는데요. 실제 네덜란드는 육상 병력들이, 지상군 병력들이 들어오기 전에 당시 인도네시아에 정박하고 있었던 에베레센호라고 하는 구축함이 또 경계 임무를 수행하게 됩니다. 그래서 우리는 네덜란드 대대만, 육군 부대만 보고 있는데 실제 해군 부대들도 참전을 해서 해상 임무를 수행을 했고요. 전쟁 기간 동안에 총 6척의 구축함이 교대로 우리 한국에 파견을 해서 임무 수행했다는 점도 기억할 필요가 있을 것 같습니다.
This year, the Dutch veterans' return to Korea was made possible by the UN Veterans International Memorial Day, during which the Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs invited veterans and bereaved families from 14 UN member nations.
자, 그럼 지금부터 턴투 어워드 부산 제19회 UN 참전용사 국제 추모의 날 기념식을 시작하겠습니다.
Since 2020, Korea has designated November 11th as the UN Veterans International Memorial Day, commemorating it each year. This ceremony is called Turn Toward Busan, and it began with a proposal from a Canadian veteran. Every year at 11 a.m. on November 11th, a 1-minute siren sounds across Busan.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 턴 투원 부산. 부산을 향하여 일동 문명.
At that moment, people pause for silent reflection, honoring the sacrifice and dedication of the UN forces who fell during the Korean War.
(75년) 전 22개국의 청년들은 대한민국을 지키기 위해서 달려왔고 유엔의 깃발 아래 하나가 되어 싸웠습니다. 목숨을 걸고 우리와 함께한 유엔 참전 용사님들을 대한민국은 영원히 기억할 것입니다.
This visit included the surviving veterans and their families, as well as the families of the fallen veterans. Some of their family members now rest here at the United Nations Memorial Cemetery in Busan. Among those visiting Korea this time were people who came to see for the first time the graves of family members who had fallen during the Korean War. The person who kisses the gravestone and weeps endlessly is Clement Yenso. His uncle, veteran Marius Reishauer, arrived in Korea in 1950 as part of the first Dutch unit sent with the UN forces. Having endured numerous fierce battles, including the Battle of Hingseong and the assault on Hill 325, he ultimately fell on May 31st, 1951, during the Battle of Inje. Clement visited Korea this time accompanied by his mother. His mother is the sister of veteran Marius Reishauer.
And officier die kwam het vertellen bij ons thuis. En onze hele familie stortte helemaal in van verdriet. En we hebben dat met z'n allen eigenlijk moeten verwerken. Maar dat verwerk je nooit. Voor altijd zit onze broer in ons hart.
He was only 22. I didn't know him. My mom was only 5 when he left from Holland, going to Korea. Well, it's emotional, really emotional. But I think it's also, you see your name. You know that he is dead, but seeing his name is hard to see.
Although veteran Marius Reishauer has passed away, his family remembers him and his actions for Korea with deep pride.
Dat ik nog steeds heel veel van hem hou en dat ik heel erg trots ben wat hij heeft gedaan. En dan vooral voor de Koreanen. Dat jullie allemaal zo goed terecht zijn gekomen door nadelige oorlog natuurlijk. Maar wel wat hij heeft gedaan, gevochten voor het volk eigenlijk. Ja, en dat wij nog steeds trots zijn op hem en wij vergeten hem nooit.
I feel glad that I've been here. And I hope that I can do it again. And then that both my kids can join me. And that we can bring the story alive. And that's what you guys are doing here. And that's really much appreciated. The only thing I want to show you.
So you had a tattoo?
I made a special tattoo to honor my uncle for the rest of his and of my life. So his name, his number, and the Indian hat.
Although Marius had fallen, he still lived on in the hearts of his family. Meanwhile, the veterans visiting Korea also seemed to feel a deep sense of pride, knowing that thanks to their own efforts and those of their fellow Dutch soldiers, Korea was able to grow into the nation it is today.
It's a nice country I think in 50, 60 years. It is a beautiful country. And I hope that we together more dat het beter is. I think so.
This is the War Memorial of Korea, located in Yongsan-gu District's Seoul. Here, along the corridors, the names of the UN troops who fell during the Korean War are engraved. Veterans from the Netherlands, along with the families of fallen soldiers, also visited this place. Rubbing the names of their comrades and family engraved here, they recall them once more.
Did you get the name?
Yeah, I got him here. He's standing behind me when he was hit by a bullet.
So this is your friend?
Yeah, friend.
And there was one more person visiting this place today. It was veteran Choi Byung-soo. He came all the way to the War Memorial to meet those who had come from the Netherlands.
Good morning. I'm William in the Royal Navy.
The Dutch Navy.
Having served separately in the Army and the Navy, they never met on the battlefield. Yet the names of Korea and the Netherlands still welcome them warmly to one another.
Ja, kopie. Ja, kopie. Ja, zie je
Ik
hier.
wil een foto met hem.
Veteran Choi Byung-soo also met Clement, the nephew of Marius Reishauer, a Dutch army veteran who fell during the Korean War.
3.5고지는 A 중대가 있었고 나는 B 중대가 있어서 그 옆에 있었어.
The two of them pieced together the fragments of memory they each held. Veteran Choi Byung-soo, who met the Dutch veterans and the families of fallen soldiers. What kind of memory will today's meeting leave with him?
반갑죠. 우리 정부에서 초청해서 참전 용사들 본인이나 가족을 초청해서 우리나라의 형편을 알려주는 건 참 좋은 일이라고 생각해요. 그때는 우리나라가 춥고 배고프고 다 파괴된 걸로 알고 있다고.
This year marks 75 years since the outbreak of the Korean War. Although 75 years have passed, for those who experienced the war firsthand, it remains a harrowing memory. And veteran Van Stralen has a message he especially wants to convey to people living today.
I hope she never a war for them, and don't murder people. If you shoot met your gun, you murder people, and you never see them, you never understand them. Shooting is not good, not well, for me. I hope she talking, and she shake hands and say, stop the war. Shake hands. We have a different we mean different things, but understand another other one. That's like me, that's better.
Upon our arrival, the ship was immediately deployed to provide supporting fire against enemy positions along the Korean coast. Countless bombardments were conducted from our ship, but the event that left the deepest impression on me was the tragic loss of our crew member, telegrapher Cess Van Fleet. He was fatally struck in the line of duty. Another haunting memory was the number of wounded individuals we had to bring aboard. Witnessing that as an 18-year-old was overwhelming and deeply unsettling. A harrowing experience that stays with you forever.
Continuing from the previous episode into this week's episode, we explored 5 hidden stories connecting Korea and the Netherlands surrounding the Korean War. From the fierce battles fought by Dutch soldiers during the Korean War, to the special connections they formed with places in Korea and Korean soldiers, and even to the Dutch veterans returning to Korean soil once again. Through them, we witnessed the horrors of war, and at the same time, we could feel the unique friendship that developed between Korea and the Netherlands amidst those tragedies.
And I think that the Korean War is one example that it demonstrates that what you can achieve when you work together. It also shows that if you stand up against aggression, if you stand up against violation of international law, that can be successful. But it also demonstrates it comes with a very high price in people killed, and also the soldiers pay quite a large price.
I think what our participation in the Korean War shows is that our strong bonds and how we are like-minded country, how we are democratic countries. We share many interests and values, and I think we should continue to work together build out our strategic partnership, especially in today's world with all the challenges, also security challenges that we face. If we stick together, if we cooperate in many fields, including in defense and, for example, defense industry cooperation, then we can keep ourselves and the world and the region safe and also work for prosperity.
Through the deepened friendship between the two countries forged amid the Korean War, we will be able to continue protecting each other and moving forward together. We must also not forget that the peace and freedom we enjoy today were built upon the sacrifices of many, including Dutch veterans and Katusha soldiers. Therefore, we must remember their stories and cherish them, ensuring that the values they fought for are preserved for the future.